everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you have been doing well and staying safe. I know it's been some time since I posted a video, but like I said in my last video, work has been keeping me busy. I know it's a good thing that work is busy. I'm working overtime, but then on the contrary, the bad thing is that I really don't have time to make these YouTube videos. But I wanted to come on here today and just give you an update of all the future videos so you guys know what to expect for future content and all these installations, because I know you guys have been waiting on installation videos and those are coming. So before I show you the parts, I wanted to let you know what's coming next is red eye, red eye, red eye, red eye. I have so many modifications I need to install on this car. I know it's been a while, but I need to get to them now so that I can finally start having this built how I planned it. So let me show you what these parts are. These are all of the modifications that I need to install next. Now 90% of these are for the Hellcat Redeye. There are a few others for other cars, but the first thing that I'll be installing on the Hellcat Redeye are brakes. So I'll be installing these DBA brakes. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I did install these DBA brakes on the Nissan GTR. And after that, I took the GTR. It was tracked an entire day, so 5 20-minute sessions. And for those of you that track, you know how wearing that can be on a car. So took the brakes and it over exceeded the OEM brakes. I mean, of course, no surprise there. There was no brake fade. The bite was always strong. Of course, there is a lot of brake dust, but I mean, for the performance, it really doesn't matter because we want to make sure that we can stop, because that's something that's very, very important. So now coming back to the Hellcat Redeye, you guys know that I have plans for this car to be very, very fast. And brakes is something that not a lot of people focus on, you know, to be honest. They want to have a car that's very, very fast. They're so quick to get all these engine mods, these power mods, but they're missing something that's very, very important, and that is stopping. So brakes. So I will be installing these next. And let me tell you, once I've been to the half mile a few times, but once you start getting to like around the 150-ish, you start realizing, once I start going faster, I'm going to need better braking, because once you start getting there, I mean, at least for me stock, I was a little bit worried just thinking, when I get here a lot faster, I'm going to need better brakes. So that's exactly why I'll be installing these DBA brakes, so rotors and pads. Now, the next thing are some suspension parts. So I have some from BMR, and these are aluminum cradle bushings. Now this is something, again, that's very, very important. This is going to eliminate those rubber bushings at the cradle, and it's just going to be aluminum. So this is going to be a huge improvement when it comes to launching, when it comes to putting load on the car at the drag strip. Of course, we all want to keep the power to the ground, so that involves suspension and better tires, which I already have. So this, I honestly can't wait until this is on and I can tell a big difference. I know that this is not for everyone, because this is going to change the ride quality on the Hellcat Redeye. I know that a lot of people get this because, I mean, it is also a very comfortable ride. Now, I don't think it's going to change it as much as like be as harsh as the Camaro. I honestly don't think it's going to be like that, but it is going to change it to be a little harsher. Not sure how much, but I'll let you guys know once I have that installed. Now, what's interesting about this installation is that the entire rear cradle needs to come off so I can install it. So let's see how that goes. Now, another thing is that I'm not sure if you guys remember when I installed the diff brace on this car, there were a few of you that were saying, well, it's still moving. And I don't know, some of you failed to understand that the whole point of that diff brace was just to keep it together in one piece and not having it split once you launch the car. It had nothing to do with it being attached to the cradle, because it still had those rubber bushings, which was causing it to just rock back and forth. Now, once I install these aluminum cradle bushings, then that's going to stop and it's just going to keep it stiff, which of course, once I get them installed, I'll film another video for you guys so you guys can understand and see the difference between these and when it had the rubber bushings. And of course, you guys can't miss this big Corsa box right here. So there's actually two. There's this one and another one that's behind it. Now, can you guys guess what's in there? So these are Corsa catless long tube headers as well as the link pipes. Now, this is probably going to be one of the last things that one of the last things out of all of these modifications here that I install on the Hellcat Redeye, simply because I already have that AW exhaust, which is the same thing that I had on the Camaro, the Camaro, if you guys remember, when I installed the Corsa headers, I already had an AWE exhaust. So, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to run into some fitment issues here as well. So that's going to be a little bit involve a little bit more work, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So that's going to be one of the last things. And I mean, I just love the AWE and Corsa that I have for my Camaro. So I'm pretty sure that these two, Corsa and AWE, is going to sound just absolutely insane too with the Hellcat Redeye. So once again, that's going to be one of the last things that I install. Now, what you guys have been waiting for, I get this all the time. It's in this box, and that is in regards to the power for the Hellcat. So majority of all the power is in this box. So these are all of the engine modifications. Now I got this off from HHP, and this is phase 1 of the Hellcat Redeye. So as you can see, I have tons of goodies in here. I know, I'm so excited for this. I know you guys are as well. You guys have been waiting for this. So I have a lower pulley, I have injectors, I have an upper pulley, I have a crank pin set, I have holder plugs along with other things in there. So once again, this is phase 1. So between Corsa, this box, and then the fuel, which is right over there, Q16, that's what's going to get this Hellcat to 900 plus wheel horsepower. Ideally, I would want it to be at over 1000 wheel horsepower, but that'll be next. First, I need to install everything in this box and then just take it to the drag strip. And then after that, we can worry about moving up in power, which again, hence all this power, Corsa, this box, the fueling. That's why I need to upgrade and get better brakes as well as suspension. So just like I mentioned before, I got all of these parts from HHP, and HHP is the shop that will be tuning the Hellcat Redeye. Now I went with them for several reasons. First being that, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I did install Diablo Sport on this car. So Diablo Sport is the tuning platform that I'll be using to tune this car, and HHP is very familiar with Diablo Sport. They've used it on many cars, many Hellcats. They've run many shootouts. There's nothing but, they just have a great reputation. So that's exactly why I'm going with HHP. And when I first went to them, I actually consulted and I told them all the plans that I had for the Hellcat Redeye. They actually came up with this list of mods that I just showed you guys, along with the recommended fuel, because I told them I want this car to be a very, very fast car, and I also want to run all this power safely. So that's why they recommended that fuel. So again, this is phase 1. Once I get through phase 1, then I'll take the car to the dyno, and then I'll also take it to the drag strip. So I'm very excited for that. And you know, it actually works out in perfect timing, because once I finish all of this, it'll probably be getting into the cooler months, like probably approaching the fall, because today it was 117 degrees here in Arizona. Tomorrow it's going to be the same. There's actually an excessive heat warning until like a few days from now. So I'm not trying to have any car out in this heat right now, or at least during the summer. So once it gets to the cooler months in the fall, then I'm very excited to take this car out to the drag strip and then just see what it can do with all that power. Now, all of the future content, at least the next few videos on my channel, are going to be Redeye, Redeye, Redeye. So for those of you that are not a fan of the Hellcat Redeye, then it's very unfortunate, because I have all these modifications that I will be installing. So I'll be going through all of these, and then once I'm done with installing all these modifications that I have pending on the Hellcat Redeye, then I can move on to the other ones, which I do have 2 more, which I need to show you guys. So there's 2 more boxes left. There's this box with the blue tape, and then the longer one laying down. Now you guys are going to be very excited to hear this, but this box with the blue tape, that's for the M3. I know some of you say that there's hardly any videos with that car. Well, there's going to be videos, at least for this installation. So it's actually not running right. So hopefully once this gets installed, then it'll be running right. So stay tuned for that after all of the Hellcat videos. And then we have that long box, which is for the Camaro. So I spoke about that in my previous video. I'm sure you guys remember. It's actually the last thing that I have for the Camaro to finish the exterior look. So many of you guessed it right, and of course it's the diffuser. So I cannot wait, because it's going to look perfect once I have the diffuser installed. But once again, that'll be after I finish with all of these Hellcat Redeye modifications. That is pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys an update of all the future modifications coming up. So all of the future videos, you guys know what to expect. I'm very excited to finish the Hellcat Redeye and finally have it, at least phase 1. I can't wait for that. Then of course, then I have the Camaro, and that's going to be everything, at least for the exterior. Then I can move on to the interior, and then of course we have, let's call it our special guest of the M3 that'll be showing up on the channel. But of course there's going to be just Hellcat content coming up next, and then we can move on to the rest of the car. So I hope you guys stay safe, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.